What is up, guys? I am back with BeamNG Drive, and it has been a while, probably 6 months roughly, somewhere around there. So a lot has changed for me in those past 6 months, and I'm just gonna go through, check it out, see what vehicles have been added, see what maps have been added, so on and so forth. Alright, so after going through all the vehicles and looking at the dev logs, it looks like this vehicle down here is new, which it is. I do not recognize it, so we'll definitely check that one out. As well as there's a gambler. There's the one with big tires. I can't find it though. Just give me a minute. Alright, here it is. It's in the pigeon, the Pugin, whatever the hell that is. Gambler, but it gives you the really big tires. So we'll definitely try that out in this map as well, since it does seem like they're all kind of off-roading vehicles. And then I believe there is one more. I think it's the van. No, it's a minivan. Hold on. Alright, this is the other one. This is the other gambler one. So we're gonna try out all those vehicles. It's not going to be super long, it's just going to be kind of a sandbox type of video where put them through a couple obstacles and see how well they perform. And we'll use the Johnson Valley map. Starting off, we're going to use the base Hirochi. We'll go with that. And this just reminds me of a typical side-by-side. Not very high speed, around like maybe 45, 50 miles per hour. If you really put it pedal to the metal and stay there for a long time, you could probably get a top speed of, I would say, about 60 miles per hour. But I'm gonna look for an area that I could go off-roading in, since, like I said, these are gonna be all off-roading vehicles. And I'm just gonna put them through a set of obstacles, basically. I decided that while we're looking for testing. I decided that while I'm looking for somewhere to go off-roading, since we're on this really long road, I switched over to the asphalt version of this vehicle, and then we'll just test that out as well, see how fast it goes. It's a nice straightaway, don't have to worry about turning, so we shouldn't have to worry about crashing. But overall top speed, nothing crazy, but for a little side-by-side, it's nice. And handling is surprisingly pretty good. Usually all the asphalt vehicles in this game are nice. And it looks like we should be coming up to an off-road area. Somewhere up here. I'm pretty sure there's an off-road area somewhere around here. Like an off-road course. Ah, right there. Okay, let's switch back to the base model. Oh man, the speed difference is uncanny. I don't like it. Yeah, this is definitely better for off-roading. And we'll just run through these tracks. I actually never really went off-roading on this map before too much. Maybe like once or twice, and I just did a couple courses. But not really too... I never really went full-fledged off-roading. So handling, alright, let's go through the dunes, see how it handles some rocks. So it's not bad. Like for a base model, pretty good. Alright, now I'm switching over to the sport model, which I imagine is just gonna be a faster version of the base model. I don't really see much of a difference though. Overall, it seems to be going the same speed. Handling seems roughly the same. The suspension might be a little bit lower, that's the only difference. So it might have trouble getting over things like rocks. Not too bad. Maybe fast. I don't know, I handled that pretty well. So this one's not too shabby. It's able to go through this pretty well. Let's try the actual dune area. See how it handles that. The speed definitely not impressive. Like, this would be more of a trail vehicle than anything. Alright, so overall, comparing this to the base model version, it's not much different. You can tell that the suspension's a little bit stiffer, which gives you slightly better handling, but the speed is roughly the same. So I wouldn't really call it a sportier version, just a better handling version. Now we're switching over to the Sport Turbo, which I would imagine offers more speed now since it has a turbo in it. And immediately, yes, you could tell that it has a lot more acceleration. Since I almost spun out right at the start. But instead of going about 50 miles per hour, we're pushing up to 60, almost 70. As long as we can get traction. We'll see how well it handles the rocks up here as well. Overall, not too bad. I was going a little bit faster than I was last time, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And then we'll try all the dunes over here. So I feel like this would be better for going over dunes like this, since it has the speed to get up all the hills. Oh yeah, this is more like it. I like this one. This is something you would definitely take to the dunes. The other ones you would take to just small forested trails. But overall, this one's my favorite so far. We're gonna move on to the next one, see what the other ones have to offer. Alright, so this one is called Wild. That's just it, Wild. I don't know if it's gonna be fast or what. It does seem to have the overall same look and feel to the turboed version that we just did. Besides the tires, everything else seems the same. And obviously the paint job. Maybe the handling is a little bit different, but that could be due to possibly the tires. Which is surprising, because you feel like those types of tires would give you better handling within this sand. We'll give this one more shot. Alright, one more try with this guy because I feel like I wasn't focusing too much on the driving and more on this description of it. So we'll give him one more shot. Try the rock test, see how well it handles going over the rock. Slow it down a little bit. Handles it alright. But yeah, even when I focus on driving and trying to control it, it still just slips. It is not able to keep that traction like the previous one. Yeah. No, I'm not caring for this one. This one is, as it says, wild. It's too crazy. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this one is called Junior, which I guess is like a kid version? I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Has a lot of speed for a junior version. I would say this one goes a little bit faster than the base model. Overall handling, it's alright. I would say this one is pretty similar to the Sport, the first Sport version that we did. Just clearance is eh. I'll have to put them all side by side then, just to see how they compare and contrast look-wise. Well, let's give this one a quick dune test. So yeah, in dunes, the power in the dunes, this one just doesn't have the power to get over those big hills and dunes. I still leave the turboed version, the Sport Turbo version, as the best one for the dunes so far. Alright, now this is the race version, and I'm curious as to how this is going to stack up against the Sport version, the Sport Turboed. And then after this one is the asphalt version, which we already did the asphalt version. So after that, we'll just kind of put them all side by side and compare them, see how they differ from each other. So the race version, traction is terrible. I definitely don't think it's made for terrain like this, that's for sure. Alright, I think... Oh! Nope. I was gonna try and get it to go full speed, but I don't think I can. It just keeps slipping. So the best way I can do is just go straight. Maybe. Maybe not. Come on, you can do it. Alright, one more try. This one's pretty similar to the wild one. The one that just goes all over the place. This is pretty much how this is. Okay, I have it lined up with the dunes. Let's see if we can just go straight and see how it goes. I'm not even turning, it's just going in its own direction. Come on, you can do it. Let's get it back on track. Just having trouble getting that traction. Now we're going. Alright, this one isn't terrible, but again, my favorite one so far is the Sport turboed version. This one is just too slippy for me. It's good if you can handle it and drift with it. Like if you're able to counter steer properly, but I'm not good with that. And I already messed up the back tire there, jeez. Okay, starting from the base model. You got the base model over here on the left. And then you got the regular sports model. Then you got the sports turbo. Then you got the wild. Then you got the junior model. Then you got the race model. And you got the asphalt model. So if we go over here and just compare more in detail, the base model just looks like your standard side by side, nothing else. The sport model has a light bar, has a little push bar there, the flag, windshield, and a roof with a extra tire in the back, and I think a more sophisticated roll cage. And I said that the speed didn't really seem much different, and handling didn't seem much different. It changed a lot when we switched over to this one, though. That's when the speed and the handling changed a lot. So the tires are completely different. The body style looks slightly different. I think it's mainly the back is different compared to the other ones, since it has like this little trunk area instead of the roll cage. And we don't have the light bar no more. But this is the sport turboed version. Then we move over to the wild version that loses the roof. The back is pretty similar. Tires are different. Still doesn't have a light bar, but the paint job is overall just wild. Then we're over to the junior version, where we do not have a push bar anymore. The size compared to all the other ones seems about the same. I thought it would have been smaller, hence the name, but has a flag, has a nice racing paint job. The tires are the same as this one, but smaller, slightly smaller. And the speed is roughly the same as the base model. And it also has a light bar, so a light bar came back for that one. Then you switch over to the race version, which is faster than the sport turboed version. And then it comes with a spare tire. Yeah, so pretty much the racing version is a more hyped up sport turboed version. But I didn't really care for the racing version because it was too slippery, hard to handle, whereas the sport turbo version is a lot easier to handle, and it still has that power that you need to get through dunes. And then you have the asphalt version, which is completely different. Has the street tires, lowered suspension, got a little scoop on the front, and you got a wing in the back for those aerodynamics. Alright, we switched back over to the Pugin, and I finally understand why it's called the Pugin, you know. It took me a while. I'm a little slow, but, you know, Poo, yeah, okay. I get it. This is one of my favorite maps to test out water capabilities of vehicles because it's very gradual. The river, you could go down it and then it gets ever so slightly deeper. So I feel like it's a good map for snorkeling. Okay, so we're down at the initial start of the river. And not so deep there, but let's just continue down the river. Okay, and pretty deep here. So far the snorkel's working. The ghetto snorkel. Go down a little bit farther. Alright, I found a deep spot now. Oh, we're getting to the top. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the snorkel works. We're gonna switch on over to the other one and test out the snorkel on that guy. Yeah, this one definitely has better height clearance when it comes to being underwater. But holy crap, is it hard to drive. Unless you're going with the flow of the water. I also found one other gambler that I guess I forgot, but we'll test that one out as well. So this one does not have a snorkel on it. Oh geez, and it's really easy to flip over. Alright, so the handling on this is gonna be a little bit tricky, but that wheel is freaking huge, man. I kind of want to try, let's try climbing up this hill backwards. See if we can climb up this hill backwards fashion. Alright, maybe not. Alright, this one's definitely the fastest one that I tested so far. Pretty cool, kind of reminds me of like a chainsaw. Oh, there goes my wheel. Alright, one last thing that I want to test out with the Gambler 500 vehicles is I want to see if I could blow up the porta potty by smashing into it. So let's just give that a go. I'm going to use this vehicle to smash into the Hugin. Oh, what the hell, really? Maybe I'll need a bigger vehicle. Okay, I decided to use the Beast to smash into the porta potty. And I got the porta potty, or the Pugin, sideways this time instead of front and back. Yeah, it didn't work out. What the hell? I thought it would explode. Alright, well, I think that's gonna be it for this one. If there's any vehicles that I missed since it's been a while, let me know and I will check them out for the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you guys in the next one.